Well folks, what's the crack out here putting out water troughs for the cattle out here in the land out the back of the house. You can see great cover of grass out here at the moment, and fitting the water troughs out here, so basically I'll be able to divide this field in two halves throughout the summer and just basically make better use of the grass, let them skin it out. So I'm going to put a trough at basically the centre most of the field here, and I have the holders and stuff there. You see the frames just to keep the trough steady, stop cows knocking them and things like that. It was Tristan that made them up for me a couple of years ago from TRM fencing, and I use them down the other end of the land as well. So up to now I was just basically filling barrels direct at the bottom of the pump house each evening. So I'm hoping to get out of that because, you know, time wasted, it's not the way I want to be doing things. You want to make farming as easy as possible because it's hard enough as it is at times, and you want to use your time as well when you're working full time to the best of your abilities in the evening and not be spending an hour here and there, you know, filling water. So got the IBC tanks up on top of the well house. The water pumps the water up to them, and then throughout the day the gravity flow pushes water down to the troughs and down to the far end of the long acre as well. Works quite well, quite happy with it so far. You can check out the previous videos about that, just look for gravity flow system part 1 and 2. So you can see the frame out there now, just a couple of taps in each corner, get down to the height required. Slot your trough in. I have to run a fresh pipe over to the well house there and hook it up with the IBC tanks. I'm using the 3/4 heavy gauge piping, and it's all basically Filmac fittings and stuff like that. And as I said, then I'll be just running the strip wire for the summer, then just run over the top of the trough and straight across the field. Should be all good to go. And voila, it's fitted in. A lot of lads don't like using, I suppose, these older style of water troughs because they don't like the fact they're low and different things. I've had sheep here in the past. I hope to have sheep again in the future, so that's why I still use the likes of these water troughs for the likes of ewes and lambs to be able to drink, and I put them right down to their lowest level they can go, and in the event that I do have lambs, they can break up one end, the lamb can step up and still drink. It works out perfect for the likes of that. It's not for everyone, but what I like to do is just initially I'll attach the hose, and especially when it's all coiled up like that, attach it to the trough. Just basic enough, just get the grip on it, so something's holding onto the pipe, and then go off with the reel. You see me doing the last one, you'll see in the other videos, actually the water flowing through it makes it that bit. Oh, I'm after eating a fly. It's good to see the flies out though, means the weather is coming right, summer's coming. Tasty. Protein is key. Klaus Schwab was always telling us, you know, you will eat the bugs, but when the water's running through the pipe, what it allows it to do, it keeps it weighted down so it's not coiling up all the time. So I'm at the pump house here now, and you can see the IBC tanks on top, and I'm just connecting in now. That's the new trough coming in, that's that line. Yes, you'll see me doing a bit of pallet farming from time to time, but I'm hoping this summer to get this last stretch of Clipex put in. It's just basically from the pump house here to the shed over there. It's the last strand that I have to do, and then the whole place is done in Clipex. And as always, I cannot recommend the Clipex enough. It's definitely the best system out there on the market. There's nothing to beat it. It's definitely going to see me out in my lifetime. If there is issues with it, a branch falls and it breaks, does something, it's so easy to go in, replace, restrain the wire. It's definitely state of the art. So go check out any of my previous videos about the Clipex fencing system. I'll just show a bit of it here behind me while I'm here, but that's it there. You just cannot beat it. So I have a row of sheep wire, row of barbed wire, and electric on top, and that's what I use. But back to the water trough situation. So just hooking up here now, and that is heavy gauge piping I'm using, so you have to change out the washer and holder inside to the white fitting as opposed to the red, which is for the standard gauge. So I'm just doing that there at the moment, and as I said, then we'll have this one done, and I'll be going on a bit further halfway across there and putting in the next trough. So that's that fitting hooked up, and just because we have one trough hooked up, there's no point going further and, you know, finding out then that nothing's working for you right. So I get up now, turn on the two handles on the IBC tanks, and that's going to release the water, the gravity obviously, and we'll see as the far trough out the field filling now. So it's grand and handy, you just get up, turn on the two handles. You can hear the water there already. You can hear the water releasing, and we'll run back out the field now and see what's going on. Now people, before we go out to the trough, people are always asking who made this pump house and stuff. There's always going to be questions going to be in the comments, I know well. So it was made by Smith's Concrete there. They're basically near Nailor's Cross, if anyone knows where that is, or near Banagher. Not too far from there. So this is the pump house inside. It's mass concrete, and they just arrive in 3 sections. They put it down together. It's a great job, in fairness. And then Campion done the pump for me, and that well goes down, I think it's like 420 feet or something. And I got it drilled by Mull Cares. So very happy with the whole setup. And as I said, the IBC tank system is kind of, that was my own add-on and what I wanted to do here. Because obviously I don't have ESP here. I run a diesel generator in the evening time that pumps water up into the IBCs, allowing the cattle to have drinking water all day, and so on and so forth. So I always have a backup of water there. But when I get the solar in for the house, that won't be as much of an issue. But it's still always nice to have that backup of water rather than just the amount that's only ever sitting in a trough. So that's why I do it that way. But we're going to find out now whether this water trough has any water in it. I think I can hear it filling. And voila, there's water coming. You can see it there. It's just trying to get some of the airlocks, obviously, that's in the pipe out. Now that is not one of the high flow ball cock fittings. It is still one of the old type ones, so it is a bit of a slower fill, but it doesn't really matter. I've low amounts of stock in that, but I find it works fine. I've never seen the cattle at a trough and that they have it emptied too quick or anything like that, and that they're roaring and calling for water. They generally only come over and back, take a drink, go away, and it gets plenty of time to refill. So happy that's working. I'll come back out in a while and check the level. I did check it with a small spirit level earlier on, but you can never be too careful, especially if you don't have a long enough level to go the full length of it. But I'll come back out later and adjust it accordingly. So that's one trough done, and there we have it. Next trough done. This concludes the whole gravity carry on that's been going on here now, that I had to get sorted in order in time to get the cows out, get the calves out back onto pasture, and with a good amount of grass ahead of them now, so we can do that. As I said, this ditch is going to be getting fenced, so I've left this out enough, so roughly that'll be the line of the fence going back, and it'll be all squared up. If it does need to be moved, it can be moved, and I've left plenty of extra piping from the trough to the main line if it needs to be adjusted or that in the future. But I just wanted the trough in place, have that bit done, in case I want the cows out in this paddock between now and then. And yeah, so very happy with that. Now that it's all rigged up, just as I said, it's going to save me so much time this summer that I've been wasting the last whatever 3-4 years now, having to haul water and be transporting water and bucketing it out to the cattle in the summer. And it's really important that animals have a constant supply of water, like especially in the summertime. They need water. They won't thrive unless they have good, fresh, clean drinking water in abundance. And as I said, that concludes that. I will be updating you with what the story is going to be here whenever I get around to getting the solar done, and how that's going to change things in the future and so on here on the Long Acre. And there's a bit to do as well down at the pond yet, because I'm going to be repurposing the existing solar pump that I had down there from Solar Pump Solutions. That was up to now pumping water for the other part of the Long Acre, but I'm hoping to repurpose that and maybe use it in order to make a feature for the pond, or bring fresh water out of the stream on a timer into the pond in the summer months. So that's going to be a project for another day. So because I got the trough put in earlier on and the other trough, I have the strip wire up now, and you can see I have the cows out there behind me in the distance. So the cows are out the back here. It'll be easy for me to see then when they're coming up to calving time, and as well as that then they're getting a right feed of grass here too. And I'm going to section them off as they go through the backland here, and then later on in the summer we'll swap them over. That the dry stock will be up here and they'll be blowing the Long Acre with their young calves. So that's the crack. As I said earlier, so happy to have all the water troughs in now sorted. It's going to save me so much time this summer. It's like you'd be actually excited about the fact that you know you have it done, because it is going to save me that much time. And again, it's just another little step, and as I keep telling people, small steps, long vision, you get there eventually. And it's going to make just such a massive difference to how I get to allocate my time this summer, and hopefully get more important things done.